Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Courtney Denise. If you have read the title of this video, it's a little chit chat, okay? It's the things that they don't tell you about terrible twos. And honestly, let's really get into it. Let's really unpack. Cause like I have a lot to say. Like I genuinely do. I don't know how many times I've been practicing this video. Not even like practicing, but like I made a video before, just going on a straight tangent, and I just realized it was like a lot, and I'm trying to organize my thoughts, y'all. Like I'm trying, but it's really a lot to unpack because for one, I mean, I guess we are just gonna get right into it. Okay, well, all right, there you go. I end up coming to the conclusion of, is terrible twos really terrible? Let's get into it. Let's unpack, okay? Let's just have this little chit chat, because and it can go from A to D real quick, and I need to figure it out. So I try to organize my thoughts, and basically I feel like terrible twos start with the parent. Like, let's really get into that. I feel like as a parent, especially as a mother, you come into the game like, my kid is not gonna be like that. My kid's gonna be born with common sense. Like, oh my goodness, they can't control their kid. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was definitely that person. I was mom shaming on the low. I never said it out loud. I never did that. But I always said it in my head, like, just gonna let your kid be like that? Like, crying on the floor? Like, we trying to be peaceful here. But once I became a mom and I know my audience, like, it's not you. Like, it's not you. And then to think about how I was going to film this video, because I was just going to go on a whole rant and just be like, oh my God, terrible twos are awful. Like, be aware. Like, don't do it. They didn't lie to you. It's awful. And honestly, no, it's really not that bad. It was at the beginning, because at the end of the day, like, me as a mom, it's like we pre-plan our mothering, our parenting styles. Like, we literally pre-plan. And you know the saying, like, if you plan, the Lord laughs at it, because you know he has his own plan. So it was like one of those situations that I was just like, when people were telling me about terrible twos or just being a mother in general, I'm just like, I'm not gonna do that. My kid's not gonna do that. They're not gonna behave like this. Like, we gonna be on the same page. And it doesn't work like that. Like, it starts with yourself, like, within. Like, hear me out. Don't come for me. Like, hear me out. You have to learn patience. You have to learn your parenting style. You have to figure out how do you want to communicate with your child, because right now they're young. They're very impressionable right now. Like, they're young. So whatever you do, they're going to pick up on it. That energy that you give out, they're going to pick up on it. So let's really be honest here. I have no patience. Okay, I've been practicing gentle parenting, you guys. I've been practicing. And when I tell you that it is hard, it is extremely hard. So I had to do some soul searching within me. I had to do some soul searching within me. I had to figure out, what did I want to be as a parent? How can I get on the same page as my child? Because at the end of the day, I'm getting frustrated with him because he's not understanding me. He's getting frustrated with me because I obviously don't understand him. So it's just like, how do we stop the tantrums? How do we stop getting all boiled inside and we're just getting frustrated and like, oh my God, this is hard? I mean, stop you there. Parenting is hard, okay? It's extremely hard. So I'm not going to take away from that. But a technique that worked for me is just trying to write down what I wanted. What am I afraid of? Because I definitely get really bad anxiety when I am around my son. I'm not gonna lie, I do, because I want to make sure everything is perfect. I want to make sure that it doesn't come back and bite me in the butt of a decision that I made, you know. So at the beginning, I kept thinking, like, I want to be like my mom. My mom, when I was younger, basically didn't have a life. I was her life. She, like, when I went on breaks, she was on break. When I didn't want to ride the bus anymore, she drove me to school. Like, she has sacrificed so much of herself for me, and I was like, I want to do that. I want to have patience, because my mom is patient, caring. She's just, you know, she was really good. Like, my mom is a really great mom. So I wanted to be like her. But then when I tried to practice that method, it wasn't, we weren't correlating. Like, we had no connection. It was like, because I don't have patience like that. I genuinely do not. I am the type of person who likes things done a certain way. I like when I ask something to be done, it to be done. Like, I'm not. I try to be, but I'm not that person. And you could be like, well, why did you become a mother? Listen, honey, like I said before, you pre-plan your mothering, your parenting styles, everything before you actually have the kid. So I actually had to step back and get to know my kid. I actually had to listen and hear him, because at the end of the day, when they come, they don't know nothing. You teach them. And so I just realized that, okay, I'm not my mom. We're not gonna be on that level. But I can take my time out and figure out how to teach myself how to be a teacher. How can I get my son to listen to me? Or not even just listen to me, just stop throwing the tantrums, because y'all. The tantrums because, you know, you don't understand, or something's just complicated. I'm not sure. But I just had to realize that my kid literally does know what he wants. Like, I'm not gonna hold y'all. My kid really does know what he wants. I remember I was complaining to my boyfriend. I was like, he just cries about everything, and I don't know how to stop it. I don't know what to do. He's not listening to me, because he easily listens to him. He listens to every other male figure or anyone else but me. And he was just like, certain things you just give into. Like, it was a moment I was like, he was crying about juice. He just really wanted some juice or something to drink. And I was like, no, because it's bedtime. And he was just like, give him something to drink. Easy, you can just stop it there. I don't know. Y'all, I really don't know. Okay, y'all, I had to learn so much about dealing with these terrible twos that I literally couldn't do it. I couldn't. Look, honestly, when I say it amazes me every time I look at my son, I'm like, I'm a mom. And honestly, that's where a lot of my anxiety stemmed from. Like, I am a mom. I am raising a young black boy in this world, and I am scared to mess it up. I do not want to mess up his mind. I don't want to mess up his spirit. Like, I am trying to protect his innocence. I look at him and I'm just like, how, Gertie? How? You barely can take care of yourself. And when I say that, I mean like mentally. Because I came a long way, y'all. I ain't lying to y'all. I came a long way. But honestly, I feel as though I have not fixed myself the way I wanted to fix myself mentally. Okay, I know I need to see a therapist. So, to be honest, like, the terrible twos definitely had me in the chokehold. Mind you this, my son will be 2.5 at the end of this month. And it took me a while to get where I'm at right now. It's because I really genuinely been working on myself. Like, literally working on myself. You gotta know your audience, especially who you're venting to. know your audience, because either sometimes you just want to vent and you know that person will understand, or you want advice, but you can't get that inner peace from someone who's not a mom, not a parent at all, or that's so stuck in the past. They just see what they went through, but they can't help guide you through theirs. They just be like, oh, ha, 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 we went through that. No. So know your audience. Know who you're talking to. 2, have patience. I wish someone told me to have patience and stop telling me, oh my gosh, the terrible twos are awful. Oh, woo, your child is going to be so bad. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear about how terrible it is. Tell me how you got through it. Tell me how I can get through it. What is the tools that I need to overcome that trial and tribulation and make it a terrific 2? Why does it have to be, well, if they're not bad and terrible at 2, they're going to be bad and terrible at 3? 1, whose child is really bad? Honestly. Like, why do they have to be bad? Why do they have to be terrible? I ain't gonna lie. I was definitely saying terrible 2s when I actually experienced it. But once I realized that is just with yourself. That's a battle with yourself. Because at the end of the day, your child don't know what's going on. Your child barely knows what's right from wrong. So you are there to teach them. You're their teacher. Okay? You're supposed to guide them. So once I realized that, I feel like we are doing swimmingly. Okay? I actually know once for me, like, I know. And that's the thing. The moment I actually practice this, I actually feel like it's after the video I recorded the first time. That just didn't work out. And we went to church. Quick story. We went to church. He was okay. We didn't get through the altar call, so we had to leave because he was crying, like getting a little fussy, which is fine for me because I got through the whole ceremony. So I was like, okay, let's go get some food. And then he started to like cry. Mind you this, I know why he's crying. So I'm gonna keep this story going. I know why he's crying. So he's starting to get really fussy, throwing a tantrum, laying down on the floor. And these people that work there, it's like, oh, he's hungry. Has to be, he's hungry. In my head, I'm like, I already fed my kid. But everyone has something to say. Oh, he's tired, he needs a nap. Or this or that, or blah, blah, blah. And I was getting frustrated. I was getting upset. I was like, oh my God, please stop. Like, stop crying. Like, they're looking. But obviously, he doesn't want to come up. But I'm like, stop. Come on, let's do this. Like, I'm holding you. Like, I'm doing everything. And I needed that. For 1, I'll be quick, fast, and hurry and get up out of there. 2, I just get frustrated and embarrassed. And why? For what? To protect these people? Most of them have kids. So they've been through it. So they understand. So I need to stop thinking like they're just focusing on me and thinking I'm a bad mom or I got to get it together. Because at the end of the day, you've been there. We all been there. If you're a parent, you've definitely been there. But anyway, you just got to do some soul searching. And you have to realize what kind of parent you want to be. And like I said, like I want to be a teacher. I want to be patient. And that's where I'm at. Because honestly, my child changes every week. Literally, it's something new every week. But I know my child. I know why he cries now. I know that I just have to take the time out and really pay attention. Like, he wants a snack. I'm going to get him a snack. It's honestly, I think as parents, we just overlook the fact that they're literally just children. I feel like it's either that or we're just lazy. Because I'm not going to lie, I was lazy. I feel like I got a lot better now that I'm like aware of it. I wouldn't want to get up and get juice. It would just be like, you just had some. Or I didn't feel like getting up to help him get a box of fruit snacks or whatever. Like in his case, he really likes fruit. And no harm, no foul. But I remember I would just be like, no, you just had some. But that's just me not wanting to get up. Okay, he's growing. your child grows. They're at an age where they're growing a lot. They're going to want to eat a lot, all of that. So I just had to realize it. Like, it's a time to cut it off. And I think we're working on that part. Like, hey, you're about to go to bed. No more water, no more juice. Because right now we're potty training, okay? 65% there. We're getting on that path. And he has to realize that. He has to realize he eats dinner at a certain time. And then the heavy food is out. If you want to do dessert, right now it's popcorn. My mom and him have a thing with popcorn. That's what he do. But it just all goes to say, like, honestly, no one writes a manual for you to be a parent. Because it's not always going to be the exact same as their parenting style. Y'all, when y'all see this video, just know that I'm just really on my journey here. And I'm just talking because someone is going through it and they just don't know. Honestly, they just don't know how to feel, what to say, what to do. And all they want to know is just like, am I on the right path? Or they just want that reassurance, like, you're doing good. Because when you're so caught up in your mind and you just see a child crying, it gets on you like, oh my goodness, I'm not doing a good job. Like, this is terrible. Why am I going through this? And you see other people's kids like having fun. But at the end of the day, my son can be really good in public sometimes. And then sometimes he's not. So they can experience the same thing. Like, not everything is perfect. I definitely don't show my son having tantrums all the time. So hopefully I come up with something and put it all together. Because at the end of the day, like, this is a lifelong journey that we're on. This is a lifestyle, y'all. We're about to be parents, or we are parents, or it's a thing, y'all. And I definitely want to build a community where we can just be each other's backbone, because not everybody understands. So like, the terrible twos really got you in a chokehold, and well, got me in a chokehold, y'all. Terrible twos got me in a chokehold at the very beginning, because what I wish I would have known was, how can I surpass this moment? You know, how can I not make it so terrible? But all I heard was, oh, when they get to 2, when they get to 2, it's gonna be awful. They're terrible. They're bad. Oh my goodness! If it's not at 2, it's gonna be at 3. And I'm just like, okay, so how can I get past this? How can I grow from this? How can, you know, give me the tools. How did you get past it? I don't want to hear why is it so terrible. Why they just be crying all the time and you just don't know. See, no. For one, know your audience. Know your audience. Don't take advice from people who has not been a parent or hasn't been a parent in a long time. Because you get those people that are like, oh, I remember back in my day and this is what happened, ha ha ha, he he he. But you're not giving the advice that I came to you for. Or you're not helping me understand what can I do to help him. You know? I don't have time for the ha ha giggles, he he he. I need somebody to be in my corner. I know there's people out there who does it alone. Trust me, I know. And I was one of those people who didn't understand, who didn't check up on you. I mean, I feel like I would do like every once in a while, but I just didn't do the inviting. I didn't do that. But then I became a mom. And then my best friend was like that to me. And then she became a mom, and I made sure I was there. I'm there for people who are pregnant. I am there for after effect, because I know how it feels. How come if you have the tools and you can talk about, you know what, I realized by the end of it, you just needed this, or I needed to just do this. That is what gets me. You know what I mean? So they don't tell you how to get through it. They just say how terrible it is, and you're going to struggle. Oh, struggle. And honestly, I definitely grew a lot from it. I honestly did, because I really had to look in myself and figure out what I want to be as a parent. And I just want to be a teacher. I just want to be patient. That's what I really want. That's how I want to parent. I've been practicing this soft parenting, y'all. Like seriously, not everybody understands. Like, they just don't. They don't. And we are literally in our own club. Us as parents, we're in our own club. We have so much emotions. Like, coming from postpartum depression, you know, not knowing your identity, your body is different, anxiety. Mine is literally anxiety on top. And I did not, like, I was diagnosed that I had anxiety, but like, it wasn't like that. It was minor. But now it's like top tier, always on 10, see the bad in everything. Like, that is where I'm at. I'm getting help, so leave me alone. But that is where I'm at. And y'all just don't understand. Like, when you see a parent out there with their kid screaming, please don't be like, oh, that's a bad mother. No, they're trying. They are trying. The twos are not terrible. We are learning each other. Okay? Learning each other. We have our days. We have our bad days. As adults, we have our bad days where we just want to cry. Only difference is that we do it at home, in our own bed, to our own people, in the bathroom, wherever. But for our kids, they just do it whenever they feel it. Don't trouble them and don't put a label on them. Because it's not terrible. My son ain't terrible, y'all. Misunderstood, yes. Like I said before, try not coming with a plan. Because it's not going to always come out the way you want it to. It's not going to always happen the way you want it to. Okay? Trust me. Me being a parent in my head, I was perfect. We all try to come in there perfect and try to do something different. It's easy to parent when you ain't got a child. I'm just saying. Thank you again for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. I will be back. Okay? We're going to figure out this scheduling. I will be back.